Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Matthew here with Crescentvale. We're doing a self-graded card review of a 1997-1998 SkyBox Premium Michael Jordan base card. And it's the first time we're grading it. You might have already heard the disclaimer. I apologize. I need to do it every video because I just make sure we have transparency. The grades that we're grading, they're not guaranteed to cross over other grading companies. They're not guaranteed to increase or decrease the monetary value of the card. They are my best assessment rating the condition of the card. That's what I like to do. I like to get to the bare bones, get to the brass tacks of the condition of the card because there's a lot of grading going on right now. And the more grading that goes on, people, when they buy something raw, that's what we are selling, is raw cards that have a self-assessed grade to them. But at the end of the day, they're a raw card. They go in a Zion case. It's a magnetic top. You can take it in and out of the case. What's interesting is I just recently sold a card, and a lot of people may be happy or not happy about this. I've seen different reactions. So when you sell something, it might go to authentication, and I can't say this for sure a fact, but I just recently bought a 6-pack of cards from somebody, and they were Kobe's, and it went for over $350. So you'll see that in the coming days or weeks. But instead of just going directly to me, and it wasn't like a individual card, it wasn't a graded card. That's what I've kind of seen. If it's over 250 in those buckets, that it will go into authentication. This was a set of 6, and the buyer has, incredible. I'm almost ready to have an option for eBay to say, like, you can opt out of authentication, because I think it's going to start overwhelming PSA. If it is, it's going to somewhere in, I think, Irvine, California, somewhere in California, I think. And I've heard other people say it's going through PSA. So it's like, am I happy on some degrees if an expensive card is authenticated so that it protects the buyer? A little bit, yeah, because like I don't want to get somebody ship me something and it's, a Cracker Jack box and I paid a lot of money for it and all I got was a Cracker Jack box and I may be out money. So there's a bit of like, I appreciate authentication, but there's also a bit of like, if I know that buyer, I've done business with them, they've done business with me, like there's a bit of trust that you start to develop with buyers, and it'd be nice to opt out of authentication. But needless to say, I've had the point of this whole tangent was I've had some cards go to authentication, and the grades that I'm self-assessing grades that I'm giving it is clearing authentication standards. That's great. It's like when I say my assessment is something, I put disclaimers in, try to be as transparent as possible. These authenticators are saying, yep, thumbs up. Now, I just hope that they understand, do not tamper with this card. Like, if you're watching this, authenticators, I don't know if you are. I hope the algorithm does its magic. Don't tamper with people's cards. I think it's almost impossible to not, if you're going to authenticate it, like how I am about to do a self-assessment on this card, I'm going to pick the card up. I would have to take it out of the Zion case. I would have to sometimes move it with my hand and possibly leave a fingerprint. I've heard of all different kinds of, so I would say, horror stories of people mishandling cards. So you will always get my best handling when it goes from this video to your house. If we can start to bypass authentication, I'm not, all my buyers, like I've sold in 800 items, that's 100% positive satisfaction rate. There's going to be times where, you do more bulk, and I've seen other major resellers have bigger numbers than me, and they have, a small percentage of, sometimes unhappy buyers. That's going to happen. But what I try to do, and I really take it serious, is keeping that 100% satisfaction rate. So going through authentication is one extra person that I don't get to control the quality standards on, and it's a bit of ooh. So I don't know what to do. I don't know what the right thing to do here is, but what I do know is I'm going to give you the best, the most authentic, the most real, the most accurate, sports cards, mainly Jordans right now. We got some Kobe's coming up. That 6-pack of Kobe's, and we're going to use this as a cross-reference. So you can kind of see this Kobe 9 Beckett here with subgrades. I love subgrades. We're going to use this to, we're going to have about 6 to 9 different, 6, 7. We'll have several different copies of that Kobe, because you might also remember we've done several of the Jordans of this Jamboree Hollow. So I love these cards. I love the the amount of them, the rarity, the production of them. I love the quality standards that they had on those cards. So you'll see that coming up. Little tangents. We're here to talk about the SkyBox. People are ready. I've cross-referenced it with about 5 different cards on eBay. Beckett 9s, PSA 7, Beckett 8.5. And really where I'm already like happy is I'm happy about the centering. I think it's a 9. I'll just go ahead and let cross-reference this. I don't want to say to death, but cross-reference quite a bit. And what's interesting is I think my centering is more on point than the Beckett 9.5s on the front. So you'll see the distance from the left to the top. I feel like my front is a 10, but where Beckett does a 9.5 grading is the back of the card, the space from the left to the right. So you see, we could get out the ruler too. There's a discrepancy on the back. That's where I have to go probably 9 because Beckett's doing 8.5. But you can kind of see here from that font to the side is that about 3? That's the number we want usually. And over here, it's about 3.5, maybe even 4. Is that 3? I'm sorry, 1 second. Yeah, it's 3.5. So it's about a half a mark difference on the two. So I have to. The front looks more centered than the Beckett 9.5 centering subgrades that I'm seeing. So it's frustrating. My front feels more centered, and then my back doesn't compared to a Beckett BS 9. So I'm in between a 9.5 and a 9. Because it's weird. When you look at these 9.5 Beckett centerings, there's more room on this left side or the top, and there's a discrepancy on the front. My discrepancy lands on the back. It's frustrating. I'm going to do a 9.5. I originally said 9. I'm going 9.5 on my centering. Feel free to disagree. Feel free to cross-reference. Grok, I have Grok, I think it's in between an 8 and a 9. Grok is the AI agent on Twitter. It's basically my secondary reference. And it's giving me, and it doesn't really cross-reference them. I keep telling it to cross-reference other graded cards. It's not effectively doing that. I'm going to keep getting on to Grok about it. I do it all the time. It's giving it an 8.5 to 9. Very good. Photo, text, borders appear to be well-centered. So it just gives some generic. I hate it when it gives me generic text, Grok. You're going to get sent this link. No more generic. Get more detailed for each grade. I don't want to see generic, hallucinated text. I want you to be more accurate. It's saying for my corners, it's saying 7.5 to 8.5. So let's just go ahead and get to the corners next. So it's saying 7.5 to 8.5. And I want everybody to kind of look at this and maybe you tell me your corner scores. So that's a bit on the edge. And my edges are going to get hit pretty hard. It's going to be an 8 to 8.5 on my edges. But that corner that's like basically you can kind of see right before the edge or the corner. That corner is about an 8.5 to a 9. This corner is about 8.5 to 9. 8.5. Maybe 9. So we're at 8.5 on the front corners. Probably 9. 9. Maybe 9. And 9. So we're in between an 8.5 and a 9 on our corners. And Grok's saying 7.5 to 8.5. What else is it saying? Sharp overall, most views, but close-ups show minor soft whitening or lightening and some pointed edges, common on thicker cards. No heavy dings. So I'll do 8.5 because I think that is accurate. On the corners, 8.5. So right now we're at a 9. We have a 9.5 for centering, 8.5 for corners. The edges, you can kind of see these edges. It's either an 8. I don't know if I want to go to 7.5. You can kind of see one ding here. That's kind of 1. There's 2. It's kind of just rough on that side. It's like there's a kind of a imperfection. The top edges aren't as bad. The top and bottom edges, really left to right edges is where my imperfections land. So I'm in between an 8 and 7.5 for my edges. I'm going to go 7.5 because I do feel like it's rough, you know? So edges, 7.5. So right now we're in between a 9 and a 7.5, and the surface is beautiful. I sent that to Grog. What did Grog say for surface? 8 to 8.5. Where? See? No, there's nothing wrong with it. And it just gave me some more BS garbage text without any real... see, this is just beautiful. I'm about to give this a 10. If we find anything, it'll go to a 9.5. Like that up there, I could kind of possibly see this top part of the edge, top part of this, and that. Let's see if that is part of the card or it can be cleaned. Could be just like kind of residue from oils on a finger, similar to fingerprints. Let's take a look at it now. So yeah, that feels like more oil of residue on fingerprints. And that's okay. So not seeing really any major issues on the surface. Probably leaning towards a 9.5. Because I can't sit here and say it's perfect. I do have a fingerprint that needs to be cleaned up. But 9.5. So I think it was in between a 7.5 and a 9.5. So I think it's like an 8.5. And it's an 8.5 to a 9. And the next question is it an 8.5 or is it a 9 overall? The question is 8.5 or 9 overall with those edges. And I saw PSA 9s that were in not as good a condition as this card. So I'm going 9. Cross-referencing, Grok, what did Grok give it? It says an 8 to 8.5 with a low 9 potential. So that's what Grok's saying. I'm saying you're giving me what on surface, an 8 to 8.5. That's not accurate. It's not. So Grok, do better. You're getting sent this link, do better. But yeah, that's my goal, is to get Grok as accurate as possible. To really cross-reference the cards that I spent 10, 15 minutes cross-referencing. That's when we can get to a alignment on grades. Because without that, it's just someone's opinion. I'm trying to get my best, most accurate descriptions out there. We do YouTube videos for each of these. Thank you for watching. Continue to watch. Enjoy yourself. Watch the other videos.